Hi guys, now I got a lot of comments on my old Marvel intro video to do it in a high resolution, so I'm taking the time to do that now. Now the software I'm using is Adobe After Effects CS6. I had a lot of questions on in the last video what software I was using, and this is what I'm using. You can use CC, you can use CS5. As long as you got the effect for motion blur, fast blur and all that stuff, you should be right to go. There's not much that you need to do in effects wise in this. It's usually using just a stock standard Adobe effects. Now before we start the tutorial, I'm going to be using a font that is not a default Windows font. So I use this font here for the that I bring in, called Unreal, and you can download it from font.com. It's free. There's no license, no nothing that you need for it. It's a free download. So this address here I'll have in the video's description below so that you can easily access this. So you'll need to actually install the font. So you'll download it. It'll come in a zip format, so like a zip folder. So you'll have to unzip it to your desktop, whatever that, or wherever you want to. And then you'll have to go to your Windows folder and then go to fonts. Go here. And when you get your font file, you'll have a font file on your desktop. What you do is click and drag in there and it'll install it into your font. And you've got to do that before you launch After Effects. So if you don't launch it, if you put it in if you put it in after you launched After Effects, you just save your project and you go back into After Effects so you can select it again. You just need to restart the software. Now another thing is you need to have all your pictures ready to go. So if you've got pictures that you want to use of yourself or your gameplay screenshots and all that stuff, just make sure you've got them all ready to go so you're not stumbling around trying to look for photos and all that stuff in your folder. And when you're going to import them in here, the best thing is to import them in multiple forms. So I've already imported the pictures I'll be using today. And the way you import multiple files into your project plane, you just need to go to File, you go to Import, and then Multiple Files, and then you navigate to your folder where your pictures are, and then you select if you want to use, say if you only want to use all the photos in that, you Control All and then Open, and then it'll go Done. I've just put it into normally it will come up with all that there in the plane like that. I just put it into a folder, so I'll create a folder like that and drag it all into that. It just keeps the panel plane, the project plane very neat and tidy, so you're not stumbling around in it trying to look for files and compositions and all the stuff that we're going to be creating. Alright, so let's get started with that out of the way. Now we need to start by creating a new composition. So we get New Composition, New. We're going to name this Marvel. We'll just go. We'll name this one. We'll name it Marvel Intro. We'll name it Picture Flick. Alright. Now I'm going to use the red because it's a Marvel theme. So I'm using 920 by 1080. So yeah, okay. Now this is where we start to put in the pictures. Now you select your picture that you want to put down first. We'll go with, let's try this one. Now this will snap to the center like that. Just click and drop. Now you just want to edit it so it covers like that. You just want to have it just outside the plane there on the actual composition plane, just so when we do the motion blur and the feathering and all that stuff, it doesn't look like there's still some substance there. Otherwise it looks like it's coming from an don't worry, you'll see it. Okay, now sorry, I forgot what I have to do here. Alright, now we have to go down here, select your layer here, make sure it's highlighted. Then we're going to go up to here and go to your rectangle tool. And what we're going to do here is create a mask. So when you click and hold, it should go like that, and you should have a yellow box. If you haven't got that and it draws a rectangle, that just means that you haven't selected the layer. Okay, so you're just going to make sure that this layer is selected when you draw the mask. Okay, now we're on the mask here. We want to hit M. So M brings up the mask path. And we go keyframe it. Okay. Now I'll use page up and page down. Page down is the next frame. Page up is the previous frame. So we're going to go ahead and go 2 frames ahead. I'll actually just bring this in here. You're going to have to, we're going to bring this down to 50 for the time being. Alright, so however long you've put the composition time, so your picture will go to the end of it. Okay. Alright. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 frames. Okay. So these are your frames here. So we've got 30 frames per second. So we want this to be at least around about 10 seconds long. So we're going to use 300 frames, which what the composition size is here. Alright, so now we're here. We need to go up to, so like I said, hit page down twice to go 2 frames ahead. Now we want to go to our selection tool here. You're going to make sure this is selected when you go to do this, otherwise you'll just draw another mask on the composition. So we want to go to the corner of the yellow square and double click on it. So you make a double click on the corner so that the box goes from yellow to grey. That means then you've got the masks selected. Now make sure you get to that one so you can adjust it. And you just want to drag it down a little bit. I'm going to just bring it down to about here. You can go as far as down as you want to, but I suggest doing it in slight steps, because when the effect comes in, it'll look like it's flicking, like the page moving down. Okay. Alright, so we want to see it's already done a keyframe there, so we don't have to worry about that. So we go page down twice, double click on the corner, and then drag it down a little bit more. Then page down twice, double click on the corner, bring it down. Beautiful. And then page down twice. Oh wait, hang on. This one we need to reveal. Page down. No, home goes back. This one we want to pull down a little bit further, because this one here is going to be our full reveal. Oh, see what I mean? If you don't double click the corner, you want that to there. So what you substantially get is that there. See, it starts to flick down like that. Doesn't matter how big the mask is, as long as it's covering the composition field of the square there, of this. I'm using my finger on the screen. So this mask doesn't matter how wide it is. You could have it over here to there, but as long as it's outside of this plane here, you'll have the effect going down the page like that. See? Alright. Boom, 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 boom. Right, so here is when we want to bring in our second picture. Alright. So we're going to pick our second picture. We're going to use a character. We'll go with a good old Wolverine. Until this hits center. Come on, hit center for me. There you go, boom. And then edit him out. Like that. Boom. Now, you're going to make sure you grab the end of this and bring it down. Well, actually, don't have to worry about that, really. Not at all. Don't have to worry about it at all. So don't worry about dragging the picture down. It's all going to be covered up by the other one. But we do need it to come to here. So you're going to bring the front to the 6th frame. I should say that again. 6th frame along. So you need to bring it in there. That's when we want this to come in. Alright, so we go back up to our, make sure that that layer is selected. I'll go down here first. Hit U, and we'll put everything away. If you hit U again, it shows you what's on the layer, even the effects that are done there, which we'll get into in a second. So hit U. Go into this one, and then we want to go, make sure it's highlighted, then go up to your rectangular tool, draw another mask. Beautiful. Alright. You can even change that even more. So if you want to change that, you're always going to make sure you get your selection tool. Oh, Control Z. Make sure you get your selection tool. Double click it. There we go. And there we go. Mask 1. So we got M. Bring out the mask tool. We want to keyframe that. Page down for 2. And then we go back, we've got our selection tool already selected. Double click, bring it down. Page down twice. Double click in the corner and bring it down. Then page down twice again. Double click the corner and then we pull it all the way down. Alright. So once you see it coming in now, see how you can see it looking like it's flicking down. Yeah? Beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. Alright. And then I'll show you how to make it look like it's moving in a second. We just want to get a few of the pictures going. So, and then I'll show you the effect that we will use for it. Let's select another one. We'll use Spider-Man. I like old Spider-Man. Edit him out. Beautiful. Make sure the layer is selected. Bring it out to here. You always got to drag it out to where you always make sure it's on the right frame when you bring it out, because otherwise the whole logistics of the smoothness of the flicker of the book will just come out real wrong. We get our rectangular tool, put in the mask, and make sure you click on the selection tool. Come down here, press M for Mary, and we want to keyframe it. Hit page down twice to go 2 frames ahead. This is the very repetitive part of it. It is very repetitive. You can use all different photos. I'm just using, so we're going to be using, well, it's like 8 frames per photo, so we're going to be using around about, normally you'd use around about 100 photos just for 10 seconds, around there. But I'm just going to be using a couple of photos, like probably about 5 or 6 or maybe 10 photos, and just repeat them for the tutorial. But you can use all unique ones. You don't have to duplicate them or anything like that. I'll show you how to duplicate the layers, so it's a lot easier if you want to do it that way, like I'm going to be doing. But other than that, you can use, just keep doing this with each photo that you put down. So double click in the corner, make sure that you've hit page down twice. They'll go ahead 2 frames. Page down twice. Double click until it's grey and bring it down all the way. Hit U, close the layer effects off, and now if you press page up, you'll start to see the, see what I mean? Yes, looks good. Right, I'll do one more photo and then I'll bring in the effect of the blurriness. Alright. No, I'll do that one. So you got to make sure that your photos are pretty good. That one's a bit small, but I'll use it anyway. It's only a tutorial. So yeah, make sure that you take your photo to the start where the line is. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. You start so you can bring it out a bit. There we go. Okay. As you can see, we're almost up to the 18th frame already. Alright. So we're going to put our masking tool, put it down. We're going to hit M, bring out the keyframes, keyframe it, page down twice. Make sure you get your selection tool. Double click till it's grey, bring it down. Page down twice, double click, bring down. Bring it down a little bit further. And then maybe just a little bit further up. Down 2 more times. page down twice, sorry. Double click in the corner and reveal the full photo. Alright. Now, I'm going to bring in the effect and I'll show you what I'm going to do. I hit U for this. Okay. Now, you can see that you can get the kind of like flicker book thing there, but it's too chunky, so we need to bring it in pretty like that. Alright, so what we're going to do is we'll start with this layer here. Go back to the start. Hit home and it'll take it to the start. Alright, so this effect here, what we're going to do here, go to over to here. So the first time going is this, it's going to load a second. I haven't used After Effects in a while, so it's a bit slow. Here we go. Now we're going to go into here and we're going to put in fast blur. You can put in fast, you can put in fast blur. Fast blur. We're going to put that there. Now click on it and then click, hold, and drag down to the layer like that. Now, blurriness we want at first, we want it at around about, say, 60. Yeah, just like that. And then we change it to vertical. So it's just vertical. If you can see there, horizontal and vertical, it just looks like a blurred vision. Horizontal is like that way. But we want to have it vertical because we're trying to make an effect that is dropping down. Okay. Now we need the blurriness to keyframe that there. And then we want to go forward all the way down to here to there. So we're on this frame here. And then we're going to change this to 0. See? Alright. And what you do is you get that there. Now you're going, look at the edging. It doesn't look that good. I can show you that way. Now with this fast blur and all that stuff, if you hit U on there, there's what was the feather again? F. There you go, mask feather. See this here? Hit F on there. Now we're going to put this up, drag it up, maybe around about 75, 70 will do. Now if I show you that now, see, it looks like it's moving the whole time. Actually, what we might do is that one there. I'm going to change that to 60, and then yeah. See how quick it goes when you hit spacebar. If you want to play it, then you hit the spacebar. I might put that down to 40. Yeah. Alright. Beautiful. And mask that feather at, let's go up to 75. Put that 75. Alright. U for that one. U again. So this layer, we've got our fast blur here. Now we check on that layer there. Go to your blurriness, make sure it's at 60 at the start, keyframe that, and vertical. Okay. Now you're going to hit the mask feather. You put it up to 75 now. Okay. And then when you go down to there, make sure it's 40. And then the next one across, you want that 0. Might have to go down on the feathering a bit for this layer. Say about 40. See how it looks. Yeah, that looks better. That looks a lot better. There's certain pictures you might have to adjust the feathering on the mask just so it doesn't look like it's like this. Hang on, I'll show you. Like you get this effect here, like it looks like it's, yeah, you can see the back picture behind it. It's kind of, yeah, fucked, but you know, it's going to happen. So you just need to fidget with your feathering of the mask. You could always put your mask up, I guess. So that's not going to do much by the looks of it. So I guess that's what happens. All right. So page down, page down, page down, page down. There we go. All right. You again. Go to the Spider-Man one. Then click and hold. Put on the Spider-Man one. You want to make sure that's at 60 and vertical. And keyframe it. Remember to keyframe everything. Page down until we get to here. That one there. And then we want to turn this to 40. And then the next one, we want to turn that to 0. So we get that slow motion, slowing down kind of like feeling to it. Let me do this. Alright, press F for the feathering. You then have to probably see what the feathering does. Yeah. Yeah, we'll put that at 60. Page down. There we go. And now that one there. Go to the cat, the Marvel one. Fast blur. Make sure it's at 60. Vertical. Always make sure it's vertical. Blurriness is keyframed. Alright, so we might not have to do any of the feathering for this layer. It's only when it looks really too chunky. And then next layer. 0. So it looks good there. And that's when you bring in your next photo right there. So that's how you do the effect. I'm just going to keep putting in the photos now. If you find it hard to get back to from this to your plane, just click up here. Up there. See the 2 black bars there. Go to your project. We'll go with, where's the Iron Man picture? No, we'll go with Cappy. No. Iron Man's not that one, so I'm going to go with Iron Man. Where's the Iron Man picture that I had? There it is there. It's my favourite picture of Iron Man. Alright, so you drag it out to where you need to put it. Sorry, I'm not with it. Oh, that's right. Mask tool. Okay. That's right, M. Sorry, I'm constantly thinking of something else other than this at the same time. It's a bad thing. Page down twice. Be sure you got your selection tool. Double click. Drag down. Page down twice. Double click. Bring it down some more. Page down twice. And then reveal the photo. So there's only 5. Oof. Gonna get through this quickly. I'm just going to drag on. Alright, so fast blur. 60. Vertical. Keyframe it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frames in. Down to 40. And then next frame along. 0. There we go. Next photo, please, sir. Right. Have we used one? Have we used this one? We haven't. We'll make it so that IGN fucking logo goes out of it. Looks good there. Alright, go to your masking tool. Make sure that that's selected. Put it in. Selection tool. So make sure that drag that down there. M for the mask path. Keyframe it. Double click. Oh wait. Page down twice. Make sure you do that first. You get lazy. You forget steps sometimes when you've been doing it for so long. Page down twice again. Double click it. A bit further down. Page down twice. Then reveal the photo. Alright. So I'm going to go back to the start. Hang on. Back to the start. Fast blur onto that layer. Put it at 60. Vertical. make sure you keyframe it, go forward to the 5th frame of that picture, change it to 40, and then press the page down one more time to the last, and change it to 0. Now I haven't had to use the feathering in a while for these. I might need to do the feathering for that one. I might have to do the feathering for this layer. Yeah. I don't know how the other one was. Yeah, that one there. This one definitely needs some feathering done to it. Might need a little bit more. Some might need more than others. So, like I said, you just need to play with it so you can get it the way you want it to look and feel. Alright. Yeah. Next photo. I'll use that one. Use Deadpool. No, not that one. I'll use this one here. It's a bit better. Deadpool. One of my favourite characters. Alright, so make sure you drag that out. It's all the way to that marker there. Select the layer, make sure it's highlighted. Rectangular tool. Do your mask. Yeah. And the M. Do your mask path. Selection tool. Might as well do your F now. If you do your feathering, you can see what it's going to look like. Put it at 50. That looks good. 50 looks good. Alright. So we're going to step forward twice. And then we're going to go selection tool on this. Bring it down. Page forward twice. And then page down twice again. If you're wondering why you can't see the keyframes getting added, it's because I have the feathering up, not that. So I'm going to fast blow this. Get back to the start. There. Turn that to 60. Keyframe it. Make it horizontal. Then 5 presses of page down. Go back up to here. Turn that to 40. Next one across. We change it to 0. Yeah. Next photo, please, sir. There we go. What have we got here? Use another character. Where's the Hulk one? There it is. I like Hulk. It's one of my favourite characters. Alright, now if you use your mouse scroll, you can scroll in and out of there. Beautiful. It's perfect. Alright. Make sure it's selected. Drag it out to the point that you need it. And then masking tool. So your rectangular tool. Cool. Yeah, you'll do your feathering as well here. So you're going to go M, keyframe it, F. We'll put it up to about yeah, that's good. Like I said, it really depends on the picture whether how much you want to. Obviously, this one's a very strong picture compared to the picture in front of it. So there we go. We'll use that one. 139 for that one. Wow. Right, so hit M again, so you got your path up. Page down twice. Selection tool. Double click the corner. Bring it down. Nip to there. Page down twice. Again. 2 frames ahead. And then 2 frames ahead again. And bring it all the way down. Okay. Right. Now we're going to go back to here. Back to there. Put our fast blur onto it. And it's just repetitive from here. 60. Vertical. And then 5 aggressive. 5 frames ahead. Change it to 40. And then the next one across is 0. Right. See, the feathering needs even more on that, see? So feathering up even further. It's up to 200. I guess that's going to have to do it. 200 is going to have to do it. Alright, that'll do that for that. Alright. Another Ghost Rider. Where's that Captain American one? There it is there. Wing cap. Yeah, that's perfect fit, that cap. Just make it a little bit bigger for me. There we go. Alright. Take it out to where you need it. Excuse me. And this is going all weird. Alright. So, masking tool. Hit M. Mask it. Selection tool. Double click the corner. Oh wait, no. Page down twice before we do that, sorry. Page down twice. Bring it down. Up a little bit further, I think. There. Page down twice. And down all the way. Right. Now this one definitely needs some feathering. So I'm going to hit F. So another one that's need 100. Right. Fast blur might add a bit more. 60. Like I said, it's very repetitive, and once you start getting in a roll, you tend to get into it a little bit more. So, like I said, it might need a little bit less feathering when the blur comes in. 40, and then the next frame 0. And use that. I've got one more picture left, and then I'll get onto the next phase. One more last picture. Where's that Thor picture? There it is. Get a picture of Thor in there. We haven't shown Thor. There we go. Alright. Now this is your slider for your, you can even do it this way if you wanted to. Click and hold on that and it shows you like that. Yeah, that's how you have a look. That's how long your composition is going to be. That's the whole composition size there. But that there is only this is only your work area that it would render in. So yeah. Okay. So we're going to get rectangular tool, put our mask in, selection tool, M, make a path key frame, go forward 2 frames, double click the corner and drag down. I know I'm repeating myself, but it's just to get it into your head to know what to do. 2 frames ahead, and we drag it down some more. Then 2 frames ahead again, and bring it down. Right. Then go back to the start. And then we go fast blur onto it. Change it to 60. Blurriness. And we want to put it as vertical. And then we want page down 5 times, so the 5th frame of the picture like that. Change it to 40. And then the next one across, we want at 0. Yeah. Alright. So you have to do a quick view of that. It's going to go real quick. Yeah. See that? Right. That's it there. Alright, now if you're only going to use 10 photos, 10 pictures like I have, we need to going to copy it. Okay, so we're going to copy this, but the way you could do this is crucial, very crucial. So if I was to go from there and then hold shift and go like that, what it's going to do, and I'll copy and I'll duplicate it, it's going to go from that one being the first layer, and then this being the last. We don't want that. So that will go next to that one. It'll turn into a V like that on the frame, on the on the frame list here. Alright. Sorry, not frame list, on the layer list. It'll look like a big V. So what we're going to do is we're not going to do that. We're going to deselect it. We need to go from this one. So you select the bottom layer first, hold down your shift, and then click on the top layer. Now, there's two ways of duplicating. You can go File, Edit, Duplicate, or you can hit Control D. So you can get Duplicate, and it'll do that. Now, first thing you need to do is you need to go click and hold on the top layer. Don't click off. You need to go like this and put it like that. So once you get that little, just click and hold and drag it down until you get the black line and go boom. So that, and it puts the two different layers. Now, if you see here, little cube here, you can actually change the color. So I'm going to change it to green. So it shows you that there's two different frames to it, okay? Now, we need to, it's all the same there, but we want it to continue on. So we click and hold this and drag it across until we get to here. Alright, so we need to go to here, and then we go 5 frames from there. So once we get to here, then we know that that frame needs to go there. See? And then it's another continuation of that. Over that. Over that. See what I mean? It's just over and over and over. It's just duplicating and all that stuff. And now you can hit, for these ones, we hit Control D. And then you click and hold on that and drag it down to there till you get the black line, and then you go there. Now you want to change the color of that one as well. You just click on this little square here. We'll change it to orange. Right? Now then you go back to over here. There. That frame there. Right, I'm going to drag this across here. And then you just go step forward until you need it in. And that one there, it's just a frame off. And there you go. Page up, page down, page up, page down. And that's what we do. Now you keep copying this until you hit, this is all down here. So we're only at like 175 frames around there now, or around there. We need to get it to 300. So that's continuous flicking until the 10 seconds is up. So you just keep hitting Control D if you're using only 10 pictures like me. Click and hold and drag down until you get the black line. Change your color so you know which set it is. Drag it across. If you click off, then you'll have to select all the layers again. So it's always best to just leave them selected when you do this. When you get to all being clear like that, you drag it over to that. It's pretty simple. You've got probably one more duplicate, and then we're at 300 frames per second. Sorry, 300 frames for the 10-second video. Right, another Control D. Click and hold, and then go like that. Change your color. We'll go blue this time. Move across, and there we go. Page up. Okay, so you can see now, oh, wait, have I gone off? No, oh, there we go. As you can see now, why isn't it doing that? There we go, page up. it's all the way to the 300 frames. So it should end with door there. Alright. So we don't want to keep this with so many layers. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a new composition where these all these layers will be just in one little, like we'll be using just this here for the actual Marvel intro. So we're going to create a new composition. You can leave the background as that if you wish. And we're going to go, alright, then we're going to call this one Marvel intro, or whatever you want to call it. You can call it your name intro or whatever. So we hit OK. Alright. Now we have that there. Now the first thing we need to do is we need to go boom, click and hold and drag down. There you go. That's what it would look like. Alright. So then we got our animation there. Alright, but we always know that it never really comes in that hard and that size. It usually zooms, it pans in, sorry, or pans out. I can't remember. Pans out, I think it is. So the best way of doing this effect is we're going to hit O. Go back to the thing. So we can hit, is it P? No, the position, not the P. O, no. I've forgotten what there it is. T is your opacity. So on a keyframe, we want to put that at 0. Oh no, we'll put it at 10%. 0. Alright. Now we want to come into about, let's say the 10 frames. 10 frame mark. We'll put the opacity, say at 50%. Then we'll go to the we'll go to the 175. I will go to there. We want that at 0. Sorry, 100. Alright. So it'll look like that. Actually, I might drag this forward a bit more. Drag it to 200. That looks a lot better. Alright, so whenever we need the size, so we hit S for scale. And we want to keyframe this. We want to make it bigger. So we'll go to, say, 150. No, 149 will do. Then we go to where it is. So we go U and U. So I want to go to where the opacity is at full on the 200 frame. And we're going to put it at 100. So it's at normal size. Now, you'll notice coming in, like so. Actually might bring that forward a little bit more. Maybe to the 150 mark. because around 175, got 150, where that is. I'm going to start bringing in our red background here. Alright, so we need a new layer. Layer, new, solid. Need that there. There we go, red, there we go. Fade in background. Fade in background. And you need it the size of your comp, and boom. Now you click and hold here, drag it to that point there. Alright, so we don't want a black red straight away, so we're going to hit T for opacity, keyframe it, put it to 0. Now this is up to you where you want it to come in. I usually say around about the 200 mark. You want it to start going into basically 100. There. See? So that's when your words are coming in. So you got to think between there and there, 200 and 300, that's around about, so it's 30 frames per second. So you got 3 or 4 seconds here, basically 3 seconds. So you want that to bring in your word really. So when you want to bring in your red, that's when you want to bring in your word as well. So we're going to sit here as well, put that there. Then we need new layer as well. Layer, new, and text. Okay. We bring that, make sure it comes down to here. Alright. So you type in here. Going to put in center paragraph. And make sure you can change the color of the text if you want. I'm just keeping it plain and simple with doing. I'm going to put in Marvel. Marvel. Selection tool. Alright. So if you hold shift when you're doing this, it'll keep it in dimension. Now, as you see here, see the marker there, this little, I don't know if you can see it. Alright, we'll put it over here. That there, that's your pivot point. It's where everything will go from, like I'll show you in a second, where to scaling. Alright, so this text here, alright, that one there. Delete that. Delete that frame there. Yeah. Okay. Now this one here, you're gonna make sure that it's in center. Where's the center snap? Just wherever you think it looks good. I'm just going to put it there. Alright. Now we need to put the scaling up, so we hit S. Keyframe it, and we're going to blow it up real big. See what I mean, like the pivot point? So again, okay. So I want to use change my anchor point, should I say. Hit Y, and you can move it up. I'm going to put it right here in the corner of that bar there. Now if you press V, it takes you back to your selection tool. V. like the V in Marvel. Now I'm going to drag this back down. Actually, I'm going to put that there. Put it down a bit. Maybe right there. V vector selection tool. That looks good there. Alright, now the scale. Yeah, it looks perfect there. Alright, so the scale you'll want pretty big. Around about 3000. Sounds pretty big, but down there. Alright, now we don't want our opacity at that range at full 2, so we hit T. First off, we'll go to here where that is there at 200 frames. And we want to put it down to so 250. We'll put 350. 350. Oh no, 300. We'll go 300. That looks good. 300 looks good. Okay, now we want the opacity. So T. That there. Want that at 0. Now I'm going to put it a little bit further. Let's say 225. I'm going to put it at 100. So that it looks, so it comes in, rests, and then it comes solid. That looks pretty schmicko. Yep, that looks pretty good. Get the keyframes going. Actually, I might want to do this. This one here. Yeah. This one here. Yeah. I might want to change this a little bit further. I might actually put it to there. Just so it looks pretty good. It keeps coming in. Let's have a look at that one there. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Let's see, I'll say that's a lot better. I don't know about you. You can always change it to the way you feel. You don't have to do it exactly like mine, but you can change when it comes in and all that stuff when you feel as though when it should come in. And then we have our Marvel intro. And that's so. And that's how you create it. Now, before you start doing anything, you need to render this into a video before you do anything. So to do that, you go to File, Export, add the render queue. But you got to make sure that you're in Marvel Intro. If you're in this composition, it'll put it in that, and it'll just do that. And then make sure you're in this one. And you go, there's your render queue. So it'll come up with a file name Marvel Intro for me. But if you go click on this, you can change it to AVI, all your different ones there, whatever file format that you wish to have. You go to Format Options. No, you don't have to go to that, sorry. Yeah, I'm going to resize it to aspect ratio that, just to make sure it does come out into that one. And go with your color options. I suggest leaving all that stuff the same. Hit OK. And then you can go click on this to select your output folder. So I've got it there. Let's save and then hit render. Right, so I'll go and check out the video. There you go, videos. This is the Marvel intro that I just created. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you want to see some game content, gameplay of stuff. I do live streams once in a while and all that stuff. So thank you for watching, and this has been Platobat showing you how to do a Marvel intro.